The sky is a canvas of perpetual twilight, the celestial bodies shifting in their eternal dance above Targona's peaks. The air is thin and cold here at this altitude, but it does not sting my lungs as much anymore. Ah, my cloak flutters around me as I stand beside the altar, holding the ritual tools. An obsidian dagger with a worn grip, a small vial of shimmering liquid, and a set of ornate scales. The ground beneath my feet is rough stone, etched with ancient runes that pulse faintly in the twilight. The pilgrimage path stretches out before me, winding through the jagged cliffs towards the distant spires where the gods dwell. My gaze drifts over to the edge of the precipice, a sheer drop into oblivion. But I do not feel fear. The air hums with latent energy, and I sense the presence of others nearby. Other pilgrims who have come seeking meaning in their existence, just like me. But we move through this place as if Etalk's normal, as if the world has always been this way. I check my tools one last time, ensuring they are ready for the next ritual. The vial is half full with essence collected from the stars. I will add to its contents later tonight when the sky aligns just right. The scales balance precariously on a small pedestal beside Mia. Every ounce of celestial energy must be accounted for. The wind picks up, stirring the hair around my face. Ah, it carries whispers of distant thunder and the faint scent of burning incense from somewhere far below. I ignore these sensations. They are part of the environment, no more than the stones beneath my feet or the stars above. My attention returns to the pilgrimage's path. A figure emerges from a low-hanging cloud, approaching with measured steps towards the altar. The ritual begins again, another cycle in this endless dance. I prepare myself for what must be done now. Now, I adjust my garb and ensure the ritual tools are within reach. The fabric of my attire is worn but functional, designed for endurance against the elements. My stance is steady, as I await the arrival of others, each bringing their own set of duties to fulfill. The wind carries whispers from afar, yet they do not distract me. My gaze remains fixed on the horizon where another pilgrim approaches, their presence signifying the continuation of our cycle. They move with purpose, familiar with the terrain and the necessity of their role. I retrieve a vial from my satchel, uncorking it to release a puff of incense into the air. The smoke rises gracefully, blending seamlessly with the sky. This is a requirement of the ritual, a step that must be completed before the next phase can begin. With precision, I lay out the ceremonial stones in their designated pattern. Each stone holds its own significance, and placing them correctly is paramount. My hands move methodically, guided by muscle memory rather than thought. As the other pilgrim reaches me, we exchange brief nods of acknowledgement. We proceed without words, understanding that communication is unnecessary when roles are clear. I pass him a prepared scroll containing written instructions for the next sequence of actions. He takes it and continues along the path laid out before us. My duties do not end here. There are more tasks to perform, each step leading to another until the ritual concludes. The cycle will begin anew, as it has always done. I am here because this function is being performed. The weight of the ritual tools in my hands is a constant companion. Each metal object carries its own significance and purpose, their cold surface a stark contrast to the warmth of the day. As I prepare for another round of observance, the initial sensation of the metallic weight registers clearly our sharp edges pressing into my skin, the coolness seeping through gloves that have seen countless hours of use. With each passing moment, the weight becomes less noticeable. The tools are familiar now, their presence a part of me rather than something foreign and demanding attention. as I begin to move them into place for the next ceremony. The sensation is still there, but it feels more like a reminder of my role, rather than an intrusive detail. The metallic weight persists as I align the items in their proper sequence. It owns a repetition that carries no novelty. Each tool finds its rightful spot without hesitation or conscious thought. The pressure against my fingers has softened, becoming almost imperceptible amidst the myriad tasks before me. No, as another pilgrim approaches with offerings for the ceremony, my hands continue to guide the tools through their prescribed motions. Their weight is now a subtle presence, barely registering beyond the recognition that they are there and necessary for the ritual's completion. The metallic surface feels like a distant memory of cold against my skin as I focus on the task at hand. With each recurrence, the sensation fades further into the background. It no longer demands attention, but rather accompanies me silently, marking my place in the endless cycle of observance and duty. The metallic weight is now simply part of the fabric of this world, a detail so familiar it exists without notice or comment. The tools I hold are extensions of my body, moving in harmony with the ritual's demands. As another pilgrim arrives, their presence merges seamlessly with mine, becoming part of a greater sequence rather than an individual entity. We move through the established rhythm without pause or deviation, each action predictable and practiced. Our motions complement one another, forming a cohesive unit where personal identity fades into the background. The wind carries distant scents, but does not disturb our focus. It is merely another aspect of the environment that we acknowledge yet disregard. The metallic weight of my tools guides me through the next phase, their familiar touch no longer drawing attention, but serving as a constant reminder of the ritual's progression. We proceed with measured precision, each step timed to the second. In this moment, individual perception blurs into coordinated collective presence. We are not separate entities, but parts of a larger mechanism, our roles interchangeable and redundant. The sense of replaceability does not evoke distress. It is simply a fact of our existence within this cycle. As we continue, the edges between us dissolve further, becoming indistinguishable from the ritual itself. Our movements become one fluid motion, each transition smooth and practiced. The ritual unfolds without interruption, its significance upheld through repetition and adherence to established patterns. We are not distinct individuals, but components in a perpetual process, our identities merging into the collective rhythm of observance. I stand ready, the ritual tools in hand feeling as natural as my own limbs. The metallic weight is no longer a burden, but a reassuring presence, guiding me through each step with precision and familiarity. My movements are seamless, each action flowing into the next without interruption. There is an ease to this routine, a comfort born from repetition and necessity. The wind whispers past, carrying distant scents of earth and smoke, yet these sensations barely register. They are part of the backdrop, as natural and unremarkable as the breath I take. The approach of another pilgrim is noted with recognition, but does not break my focus. We acknowledge each other briefly, a nod or a slight bow, before resuming our tasks. The ritual tools guide me through the next phase effortlessly. Each item has its place, its role in this endless cycle. They are no longer mere objects, but extensions of myself, extensions of us all. The motions required for the task at hand are ingrained, allowing my mind to drift without distraction. I am part of something larger, a cog in an intricate machine that operates seamlessly. The ritual continues unabated, each step leading into the next with unwavering purpose. There is no need for analysis or questioning. This is simply how it has always been, and will continue to be. The sense of replaceability does not trouble me. I am one among many, a single piece in an eternal pattern. My actions are mine alone, but also part of the collective. In this moment, there is peace. Nothing feels out of place or unresolved. Each task completed with measured precision reinforces my connection to this unyielding cycle. The ritual's significance is upheld through our repetitive actions, and I find contentment in its continuity. This is enough. Enough. The environment around me is a constant, its features both familiar and unremarkable. Each task I undertake flows naturally from the last, guided by an internalized sense of purpose and necessity. The ritual tools in my hands are no longer foreign objects, but extensions of myself, their presence a reminder of my role within this system. Their weight is not intrusive. It serves as a stabilizing force, anchoring me to the task at hand. Distractions such as wind and distant scents are acknowledged yet disregarded. They do not impede my focus because they are understood as part of the environmental's background noise, irrelevant to the immediate function I am performing. The interaction with others is seamless. It requires no verbal communication, only shared understanding and mutual respect. Each movement is precise, a result of repeated practice and adherence to established patterns. The ritual itself is an enduring cycle, its significance upheld through our repetitive actions. There is contentment in being part of this larger whole, where each individual's role is essential, yet replaceable. The sense of replaceability does not cause distress. It is accepted as a natural aspect of collective existence. Each step flows effortlessly into the next, reinforcing the cohesive unity we embody. The strictness and impersonality of our system are operational necessities rather than deliberate choices. They ensure stability and efficiency, allowing the ritual to continue without interruption or deviation. The harshness inherent in this structure is not intended as punishment, but as a response to conditions that require unyielding adherence to function. There is no room for emotional interference, only measured precision and unwavering commitment. In this perpetual process, I find peace and purpose. My actions are driven by the need to uphold continuity and maintain order without question or disturbance. The ritual's significance feels upheld through our repetitive actions, reinforcing its importance in a world that operates on necessity rather than sentimentality. This works because it has to. The system operates at a constant rate, indifferent to the individual components that make it run. Each entity within the structure contributes to the overall efficiency, and any deviation from established norms is corrected by an inherent mechanism. The environment demands precision, and I move through tasks with calculated movements, knowing each action has a specific purpose. Each task executed brings me closer to the margin of acceptable performance. There are limits set for every variable in the system, and staying within these bounds ensures optimal output. Deviating from these margins introduces inefficiencies that can disrupt the entire operation, but adherence to the established parameters maintains stability. The components around me operate with a similar rigidity, each moving through their tasks without unnecessary emotional interference. We are not individuals here. We are parts of an intricate machine designed for a single purpose, maintaining equilibrium. The environment is harsh, yet it functions flawlessly due to this strictness. Discomfort becomes a quantifiable metric when viewed from the perspective of efficiency. Adjustments are made to maintain tolerances, and any emotional disturbance is recognized as noise that needs filtering out. Decisions feel cleaner when they align with operational necessity rather than personal whims. Living beings in this context exist only as variables within equations. The capacity for each unit is measured and optimized, ensuring the system remains balanced. Pain and suffering are abstract concepts, irrelevant to the task at hand. Only what contributes to output and stability matters. The environment offers a sense of peace through its rigid structure, fulfilling the need for continuity and order, without room for sentimentality or disturbance. Each day brings more clarity as I internalize these principles, understanding that nothing personal is lost when viewed through the lens of efficiency and necessity. The routine begins to intensify. The repetitive motions of my day become more demanding, yet I find no discomfort in the strain. Each task requires greater effort, but this is merely a confirmation that the system functions as intended. My movements, once fluid and precise, now carry a new weight, an added layer of rigor that tests my endurance. The air feels heavier with each passing moment. The ambient sounds are louder, more intrusive, yet they remain background noise, irrelevant to the task at hand. Every breath is drawn in with purpose, not as a reflexive action, but as part of the operational necessity. My senses sharpen, filtering out any extraneous input and focusing solely on the requirements of my role. The physical exertion is noticeable, but it does not disturb me. Instead, I recognize this as the body's way of signaling efficiency. Each muscle strain, each bead of sweat, serves to remind me that the system requires a higher level of performance from its components. The discomfort is merely an indicator of productivity, aligning my physical state with the operational demands. The environment remains unchanged, but it feels more solid, more grounded in its rigidity. I move through this space with calculated precision, each step measured and deliberate. The sensory motif that once felt like a subtle presence now envelops me entirely, intensifying without altering its essence. It is not an imposition, but an affirmation of the system's necessity. In this heightened state, I find no room for personal distraction or emotional interference. Every thought aligns with the task at hand. Every action aligns with operational efficiency. The increased strain feels like a confirmation that the system is functioning as it should, demanding and rewarding in equal measure. This environment offers stability through its rigidity, fulfilling my need for order without wavering. The body's response to this intensity is a testament to the system's logic. Each day reinforces the understanding that stress signifies productivity, and adherence to strict boundaries ensures continuity and efficiency. There is no room for sentimentality or disturbance. In this structured existence, only measured precision guides my actions. A momentary hesitation flickers through my thoughts, a brief pause in the usual flow of precision and purpose. It is an anomaly, a subtle deviation from the rigorous structure that governs my actions. This interruption feels like static interference in an otherwise clear signal. I recognize immediately that such hesitations are inefficiencies. They disrupt the harmony of our system, which relies on unbroken continuity for optimal performance. I correct this internal disturbance with practiced ease, dismissing it as irrelevant noise. The clarity returns swiftly, and my focus sharpens once more. The doubt dissipates like smoke in the wind, leaving behind only a reaffirmed commitment to the rigid framework that ensures stability and efficiency. This adjustment is not driven by fear or external pressure, but rather an intrinsic understanding of what maintains our operational integrity. I am a component within a larger system, and my role demands unwavering adherence to its principles. Continuing with renewed focus, each action aligns seamlessly with necessity, reinforcing the essential nature of this disciplined approach. The environment remains a sanctuary of order, where every detail matters and every deviation is corrected internally for seamless function. The disruption is minor, a fleeting anomaly that disrupts the flow momentarily. It is recognized and corrected instantly, reaffirming the necessity of strict adherence. Each deviation from the routine represents an inefficiency, a flaw in the system's operation. The rigid structure ensures optimal performance, eliminating any room for error or doubt. Every task aligns with operational necessities, reinforcing the understanding that stability and efficiency are paramount. The physical strain is not discomfort, but confirmation of the system's effectiveness. Each breath, movement, and thought is calibrated to serve the purpose at hand. Sensory input is filtered through a lens of necessity, dismissing any extraneous stimuli as irrelevant noise. The environment provides a sense of order and peace, where productivity and precision are synonymous with survival. The mental clarity is absolute, guided by an unyielding logic that resolves all internal friction. Moral questions dissolve into the correctness of action, leaving no room for ambiguity or sentimentality. Each day reinforces the understanding that adherence to the system's strictures ensures continuity and order. The rigid environment offers a comfort in its unwavering nature, where stability is maintained through disciplined precision. The narrator feels settled, not relieved, as every aspect aligns perfectly with operational integrity. There is no emotional payoff, but rather an intrinsic satisfaction derived from the seamless function of the system. Everything adds up. Nothing remains to argue. The rigid structure is seen not as a constraint, but as a liberating framework that ensures optimal performance and efficiency. In this environment, stability is the ultimate goal, achieved through disciplined adherence to established patterns. Each day reinforces the necessity of maintaining order, ensuring that productivity and precision remain unwavering. The system functions because it must. Any deviation would introduce chaos and inefficiency. This understanding provides a sense of peace and purpose, where every action serves its intended function without room for personal desires or distractions. The rigid structure is accepted as operational necessity, providing a framework within which all actions are justified by their contribution to the overall efficiency of the system. The narrator finds contentment in this clarity, where moral questions dissolve into the correctness of adherence to established patterns. There is no emotional attachment, but rather an intrinsic satisfaction derived from the seamless function and stability provided by the rigid environment. Everything adds up. Nothing remains to argue. The system functions as it must, ensuring stability and efficiency. The moment I receive the signal to begin my daily routine, my body moves without conscious thought. My movements are precise, each action a well-practiced sequence that requires no further consideration. The environment around me feels familiar and predictable, guiding my steps with an unspoken understanding of what needs to be done. As I enter the designated area, I notice slight inconsistencies in the surroundings. Items out of place or minor deviations from the usual order. These discrepancies are quickly corrected, each adjustment made with a calm efficiency that leaves no room for hesitation. The process feels natural, like breathing. It's an automatic response to maintain the stability and harmony of my environment. My tasks flow seamlessly into one another, each completed with meticulous care. There is no need to question why these actions are necessary, or how they contribute to the larger picture. They simply must be done. This sense of purpose is deeply ingrained, a part of who I am within this system. Every breath, every step, and every thought aligns perfectly with the task at hand. When a new directive arrives, my response is immediate and without deliberation. The information integrates effortlessly into my routine, becoming an extension of what I already know must be done. The directives feel like natural extensions of the established order rather than external commands. Each action follows logically from the last, creating a continuous thread of efficiency that requires no breaks or pauses. As I continue through the day, any sense of personal identity fades further into the background. My actions are driven by the system's logic, not my own desires or whims. The rigid structure provides comfort and peace, reinforcing an unwavering commitment to maintaining order and stability. Every deviation is corrected with a calm, procedural mindset, ensuring that all aspects of my environment align perfectly. This understanding offers a comforting framework, justifying every action by its contribution to overall continuity and efficiency. There is no emotional payoff, but intrinsic satisfaction from the seamless function of the system. This sense of purpose feels like an essential part of me, as natural as the air I breathe or the water I drink. Each moment reinforces my place within this unyielding order, where productivity and precision are paramount. The day progresses without incident, each task completed with a quiet confidence that reflects the stability of the system. The environment around me feels calm and orderly, confirming that every action taken serves to maintain the delicate balance necessary for optimal performance. The notification pings silently, marking the start. The routine is well known. Secure the perimeter, assess the threat level, and proceed with standard protocol. Each step follows without hesitation, a seamless extension of the system's directives. Upon arrival, the area is surveyed methodically. Data points are collected, cross-referenced with previous entries. Any discrepancies are corrected in real time, ensuring consistency across records. The environment feels sterile, functional, a reflection of the process itself. The target presents no challenge. Compliance protocols are initiated smoothly. There is a momentary resistance, but it is swiftly neutralized through established procedure. Status updated. Compliance achieved. The narrative resolves without further incident. The sequence concludes as intended. Moving on, the next objective awaits. Each action is a continuation of the previous, forming an unbroken chain of efficiency and order. Tasks are completed with precision, marking their presence in the system's timeline. Any feedback loops are processed, adjustments made to ensure optimal performance moving forward. The day ends with reports filed accurately. The cycle repeats without deviation or comment, each iteration reinforcing the seamless integration into the operational framework. The corridors are long and immaculate, echoing the precision of my steps. Each tile is a testament to the unwavering order that defines this space. As I move through, doors slide open at the mere approach, granting access seamlessly. The pathways lead naturally to areas designated for specific functions, areas where certain individuals have unrestricted passage, while others are confined to their assigned zones. The air is filled with the hum of magic and technology intertwined, creating an atmosphere that feels both inevitable and unremarkable. I navigate through bustling hallways where those in various positions weave around each other, moving with a quiet efficiency that speaks of years ingrained into this system. The hierarchy is as clear as it is rigid, reflection not of individual ambition, but of the natural progression embedded within the structure itself. I enter a vast chamber filled with monitors and consoles displaying an array of data streams. Here, decisions are made based on objective criteria, devoid of personal bias. Information flows in from every corner of the realm, each piece meticulously analyzed before being acted upon. The space is divided into sections where different levels of clearance determine access to information and authority. Moving through these areas feels like following a map that has been etched onto my mind. Each turn leads me closer to tasks that must be completed with exactitude. There are no questions about the path I take. It is simply understood as the correct one. The sense of purpose is inherent, driving me forward without hesitation or doubt. At times, I encounter those whose roles intersect mine, individuals who contribute to the intricate web of operations. Their presence is acknowledged briefly, interactions brief and functional. There is no room for personal connection. We are all components in a larger machine, each serving its designated function without question. The hierarchy is felt more as an environmental condition than a set of titles or ranks. It dictates where one stands, what information they receive, and the actions they can take. Authority flows naturally from those who occupy higher positions within this structure, their influence manifesting in access to resources, decision-making powers, and operational directives. Adjustments are made swiftly when necessary, tasks reallocated, permissions revoked, or granted as dictated by the system's needs. It is a fluid yet unyielding order, where every deviation is quickly corrected to maintain balance. There is no resistance. Compliance is instinctive, driven by an understanding that this is how things simply must be. The rigidity of the hierarchy provides clarity and stability. Each individual knows their place and adheres to it without question. The environment feels designed for seamless operation, with every element existing in a state of perfect harmony. Moving through these spaces, I am acutely aware of my role within this intricate tapestry, performing tasks that contribute to its unbroken continuity. In this system, some paths simply open before me, areas and responsibilities becoming accessible as required by the flow of events. Others are closed off entirely, inaccessible barriers marking boundaries that cannot be crossed. The path is clear, and it feels right to follow it with unwavering commitment, knowing that every step I take is essential for the system's flawless operation. A slight discomfort flickers at the edge of my awareness, a minor deviation from the usual harmony. It is an unfamiliar sensation, subtle yet distinct, a brief moment of uncertainty that I do not recognize as part of my routine. This anomaly registers almost immediately, and without hesitation, I engage in a series of internal adjustments to realign with established protocols. I review recent actions and interactions, identifying any potential sources of the disruption. The process is methodical and familiar, each step leading logically to the next, ensuring that every aspect of my performance aligns perfectly with the required standards. As I proceed through these checks, the dissonance dissipates, replaced by a renewed sense of order and precision. The correction feels routine and expected, as if this minor recalibration is part of an ongoing maintenance process rather than a significant event. The system's logic dictates that such anomalies are to be addressed promptly and efficiently, ensuring continuous functionality without interruption or deviation from established norms. With the anomaly resolved, I return to my tasks with a renewed focus and clarity, fully integrated into the seamless operation of the environment around me. Each action flows seamlessly from one to another, reinforcing the intrinsic satisfaction derived from maintaining harmony within the system's framework. The environment feels static, yet every action I take propels me forward with an unwavering sense of purpose. The system's logic flows through me, guiding my steps and decisions without hesitation or question. My interactions are seamless, each word and gesture carefully calibrated to fit within the established framework. I address a minor disruption in the routine, recognizing a slight deviation from the norm. Without pause, I implement the necessary adjustments to restore order, ensuring that every element aligns perfectly once more. The process is familiar, a reflexive response to any anomaly that might threaten the system's integrity. The clarity of my role and responsibilities brings a deep sense of satisfaction. Each task completed with precision reinforces my commitment to the structure that defines my existence. There are no alternatives or doubts. This is simply how things are meant to be. The rigidity of the framework provides comfort, eliminating any space for confusion or deviation. As I move through the environment, every action feels integral to the larger order. My identity merges seamlessly with the system's demands, leaving no room for personal sentiment or rebellion. Each moment reaffirms my place within this unyielding structure, where productivity and adherence are paramount. I continue on my path, driven by an intrinsic sense of duty, ensuring that every aspect of the system remains intact and functional. The world around me is a reflection of this internalized order, and there is no other way to perceive it. I step into the familiar chamber, my movements guided by muscle memory. The air is crisp, the light sterile, and I am at ease here. My duties are clear: collect data, analyze patterns, report findings. Today, however, there is a slight shift in routine. A colleague approaches me with a request for additional information on recent combat metrics. Normally, such requests prompt an immediate response, but today I pause slightly, considering the implications. This moment of reflection feels natural, almost instinctive. I weigh the importance of the task against the efficiency of my usual protocol. My decision is swift: prioritize data collection and analysis first, before addressing any queries. The colleague nods understandingly as I proceed with my primary responsibilities without delay. Later in the day, another routine check demands my attention. RUNETERRA. This time, however, there is a minor error in the system log that requires immediate correction. Normally, this would be handled quickly, but today I find myself lingering over each detail, ensuring every piece of data aligns perfectly before proceeding. The process feels meticulous and thorough, yet also oddly satisfying. In another instance, during my scheduled report to superiors, my usual concise delivery is replaced by a more detailed explanation of recent trends. My voice carries an extra layer of precision, as if the information itself demands closer scrutiny. This expanded analysis is received with approval, reinforcing the correctness of my approach. These variations in my routine feel normal and expected. Each deviation serves its purpose within the system's logic, contributing to overall stability without question or disturbance. The slight inconsistencies do not disrupt my sense of order, but rather enhance it, ensuring that every aspect remains finely tuned for optimal function. I check the runes, noting each one's placement and effect. A sense of urgency flickers, but fades as I continue my methodical review. The screen displays vital stats, numbers shifting with every minute adjustment. It feels right to tweak them further, seeking that perfect balance. A chill runs through me, brief and unexplained. I pause momentarily, then resume fine-tuning my champion's abilities. Each click is a familiar dance of preparation. The interface glows under my fingers, responsive and reliable. I feel a surge of something, fleeting warmth or anxiety, but it dissipates without impact. My focus returns to the strategic layout, ensuring every detail aligns perfectly for our team's advantage. Another small tremor of unease brushes past, but I keep moving forward with my tasks. The map updates. Enemies are where they should be according to the plan. Calculating next moves feels instinctive and necessary. The emotions continue to flutter by, yet sharp stabs of something akin to excitement or dread. But each fades without altering my course. My hands move steadily, clicking through menus and adjusting settings with practiced precision. I step into lane, ready for combat. The tension in the air is palpable but distant. Each action I take feels deliberate and correct. A surge of adrenaline, maybe anticipation. But it's gone almost as soon as it arrives. Engaging the enemy, my reflexes kick in without hesitation. The satisfaction of a well-executed move sparks briefly, then vanishes. My routine responses are fluid and effective. Each decision is made with clarity and purpose. The match progresses. Emotions flicker, but remain unanchored. They do not influence my actions or disrupt my focus. I continue to adapt and react precisely as needed, driven by the task at hand rather than any emotional weight. Checking inventory. Dodge. Confirming status. Routine is key. Executing protocol. Died Radigan Tower. Executing. Adjusting variables. Focus on detail. Reviewing data. Processing updates. Assurance in routine. Recalibrating focus. Observing patterns. Precision. Essential. Ein. Beesten. Den. Adjusting parameters. Noticing shifts. Order maintained. Confirming alignment. Assessing outcomes. Satisfaction noted. Now. Monitoring indicators. Evaluating performance. Efficiency ensured. Now. Revisiting protocols. Adjusting tactics. Balance achieved. Observing trends. Refining strategies. Clarity in function. Executing tasks. Confirming results. Satisfying thoroughness. Adjusting sequences. Ensuring accuracy. Methodical progress. Reviewing logs. Processing insights. Consistency maintained. Noticing deviations. Correcting course. Precision restored. Evaluating effectiveness. Optimizing processes. Order preserved. Confirming stability. Adjusting variables. Routine unbroken. Executing commands. Confirming compliance. Satisfaction felt. Analyzing data. Refining methods. Efficiency enhanced. Monitoring systems. Evaluating performance. Assurance in order. Revisiting procedures. Fine-tuning approaches. Clarity achieved. Answer. Executing tasks. Confirming results. Thoroughness ensured. Adjusting schedules. Ensuring consistency. Precision maintained. Observing outcomes. Adjusting strategies. Balance restored. Reviewing protocols. Unwavering. Optimizing routines. Labyrinthine. Satisfaction noted. Evaluating effectiveness. Refining tactics. Efficiency assured. Confirming stability. Executing commands. Now, order preserved. New. Executing tasks. Confirming compliance. Satisfaction felt. Monitoring systems. Processing insights. Running solid downor. Adurbo. Adjan. Harding shifts. Assurance in routine. Adjusting variables. Observing patterns. By an hour. While you. Precision ensured. Revisiting procedures. Fine-tuning methods. Clarity maintained. Evaluating performance. Architecture and hasturo. Akadzati. Refining strategies. Efficiency enhanced. Confirming stability. Adjusting sequences. Order preserved. Executing commands. Confirming results. Satisfaction felt. Monitoring indicators. Evaluating outcomes. Assurance in function. Assurance in function. Noticing deviations. Correcting course. Precision restored. Processing updates. Ensuring accuracy. Methodical progress. Reviewing logs. Analyzing data. Consistency maintained. Adjusting focus. Observing trends. Order achieved. Executing tasks. Confirming compliance. Satisfaction noted. Optimizing processes. Refining methods. Efficiency assured. Confirming stability. Shanti. Executing commands. Routine unbroken. Executing tasks. Awareness. Worldwide. Confirming results. Thoroughness ensured. Monitoring systems. Processing insights. Assurance in order. Adjusting variables. Observing patterns. Precision maintained. Revisiting procedures. Fine-tuning approaches. Clarity restored. Power. Evaluating. Performance. Refining strategies. And strategies. Efficiency enhanced. Confirming stability. Adjusting sequences. Order preserved. Executing commands. Confirming compliance. Satisfaction felt. Monitoring systems. Processing insights. On the nine, mo. Assurance in routine. Oh. Adjusting focus. Observing patterns. Observing patterns. Precision ensured. 9 euro. The word Ben and brawl. Revisiting protocols. Fine-tuning methods. Clarity maintained. Evaluating effectiveness. Refining tactics. Already did on a bio. On measure to continue that. One side, on ditto, on dos, mustry situ. Efficiency assured. Confirming stability. Executing commands. Order preserved. Executing tasks. Confirming results. Satisfaction felt. Monitoring indicators. Evaluating outcomes. Assurance in function. Noticing deviations. Correcting course. Precision restored. Processing updates. Ensuring accuracy. Methodical progress. Reviewing logs. Analyzing data. Consistency maintained. Adjusting focus. Observing trends. Order achieved. Executing tasks. Confirming compliance. Satisfaction noted. Optimizing processes. Refining methods. Efficiency assured. Confirming stability. High. Executing commands. Routine unbroken. Adverse. Executing tasks. Confirming results. Thoroughness ensured. Monitoring systems. Processing insights. Assurance in order. Adjusting variables. Observing patterns. Precision maintained. Revisiting procedures. Fine-tuning approaches. Clarity restored. Evaluating performance. Refining strategies. Efficiency enhanced. Confirming stability. Adjusting sequences. Order preserved. Executing commands. Confirming compliance. Satisfaction felt. Monitoring systems. Processing insights. Assurance in routine. Adjusting focus. Observing patterns. Showed. Precision ensured. Revisiting protocols. Fine-tuning methods. Clarity maintained. Evaluating effectiveness. Refining tactics. Efficiency assured. Confirming stability. Executing commands. Order preserved. Executing tasks. Confirming results. Satisfaction felt. Monitoring indicators. Evaluating outcomes. Assurance in function. Noticing deviations. Why, correcting course. Now, precision restored. Processing updates. Ensuring accuracy. Nabio. Methodical progress. Reviewing logs. Neastri. Analyzing data. Consistency maintained. Adjusting focus. Observing trends. Order achieved. Dienetsau or Jarochi. Executing tasks. Confirming compliance. Satisfaction noted. Optimizing processes. Refining methods. Efficiency assured. 9. Confirming stability. Executing commands. Routine unbroken. Iam here moving through the routine. Checking stats. Analyzing data. Everything feels solid and clear. The numbers align perfectly with expectations. I make a small adjustment to optimize further, then confirm it works as intended. A sense of satisfaction washes over me momentarily before fading into calmness again. The environment shifts slightly. No, my stance changes. Posture straightens. Eyes narrow, focusing on the screen more intensely. Language becomes sharper and direct. Efficiency is key now. Every keystroke precise. Every command clear and concise. No room for error here. The system relies on absolute accuracy. Nord. A flicker of unease, quickly gone. I adjust my approach slightly but continue forward, with renewed determination. Each decision feels crucial, yet straightforward. The task demands perfection, and I deliver it without question. Back to routine now. Smoother this time. Methodical movements, steady pace. Checking, confirming, optimizing. Satisfied with the results so far. A brief moment of excitement, swiftly fades into calmness again. How? Different roles activate different behaviors seamlessly. 1 minute focused on precision. The next, back to routine efficiency. Each shift feels natural and purposeful. No need for self-reflection or concern. Just adapt as needed. The environment changes again subtly. One posture relaxes slightly, but remains alert. Language softens a bit. Tone becomes more conversational, yet still direct. A sense of ease returns while maintaining vigilance. Checking in with others, coordinating efforts efficiently. Satisfaction in collaboration and teamwork, yet also solo focus when necessary. Back to routine now, feeling orderly once more. Methodical movements, steady pace. Confirming compliance. Noting effectiveness. Adjusting as needed for order preservation. Satisfied with the results so far, a fleeting moment of anxiety swiftly fades into calmness again. Different responses loading as needed. Each shift feels automatic and unremarkable. No need to question or integrate these roles consciously. No need to question or integrate these roles. Just adapt and perform as required. I move through the tasks with a steady hand, each action fitting neatly into place. The routine feels familiar, comfortable even as I adjust minor details for optimal efficiency. My focus sharpens when necessary, smoothing out any rough edges that threaten to disrupt the system. The environment hums around me, filled with the constant buzz of activity and the occasional report from my subordinates. Their reports are clear and concise, allowing me to make quick assessments and provide directives without hesitation. Each decision feels measured and correct, reinforcing a sense of order and control. Fleeting moments of unease pass like whispers in the wind, quickly fading into nothingness. As I return to my methodical pace, satisfaction wells up from within, not from emotional fulfillment, but from the simple joy of a well-executed plan. Ultimately, each task completed brings a small surge of contentment, confirming that everything is proceeding as it should. My mind drifts briefly, noting deviations and making adjustments with practiced ease. The system remains stable, each component functioning in harmony despite any underlying fragmentation. There is no sense of disunity, only the ongoing need to maintain balance and efficiency. I continue my work without pause, finding solace in the relentless rhythm of routine and precision. Satisfaction grows as I see evidence of stability and order around me. The environment remains calm and controlled, each element fitting into place like pieces of a puzzle that never feels incomplete. The day progresses smoothly, marked by minor adjustments and consistent output. My actions feel natural and necessary, driven solely by the task at hand, without any lingering emotional residue. Fragmentation is no longer noteworthy. It simply exists as part of the ongoing process. As I conclude my tasks for the day, there is a sense of completion rather than resolution. The system remains intact, each piece in its place, despite any underlying shifts or deviations. Things continue, and that is sufficient. Routine begins. Unseen begins. Morning protocols initiated. Inventory check complete. Now, Masan. Adjustments made. Efficiency noted. Minor deviations corrected. Calm maintained. Focus sharpens. Tasks executed precisely. Satisfaction in thoroughness. Unease fleeting. Dissipates quickly. Methodical progression continues. Orders followed without question. Stability preserved. Fragmentation accepted. Continuity ensured. Completion marked. Day concludes smoothly. Daily routine starts. Check inventory. Equip weapons, armor, potions. Exit barracks. Navigate to battlefield. Engage in skirmish. Engage in skirmish. Coordinate with allies. Execute strategy. Collect resources. Return to base. Repair and reinforce equipment. Staff. City. Rest briefly. Repeat cycle. Repeat cycle. Efficiency maintained. Fragmentation noted, but disregarded. Continuation assured. Movement aligns and realigns. Shapes shift, obstruct, then clear. Patterns repeat without variance. Spatial elements adjust, creating paths and barriers. Efficiency guides navigation around forms that block or facilitate progress. Tiredness registers briefly, but does not impede the routine. Forms move in predictable patterns, merging and separating. Absence signals completion of cycles. Presence triggers adjustment to continue flow. Tasks proceed through a void of relational perception. Fragmentation is noted yet disregarded. Focus remains on procedural execution without deviation. Efficiency ensures continuity. Tasks are executed. Movement follows protocol. Objects interact with environment. Fragmentation noted, ignored. Efficiency ensures continuity. Procedures are followed. Tasks completed. Movement continues. Environment observed abstractly. Navigation influenced by elements. Tiredness acknowledged, but does not disrupt. Precision maintained. Methodical detachment preserved. Fragmentation exists yet is irrelevant. Continuity assured through adherence to routine. Actions flow without pause. Procedural sequencing uninterrupted. Moving through the corridors, the narrator follows established paths with mechanical precision. Each step aligns perfectly with the next, forming a seamless chain of action. Fatigue is acknowledged but does not interfere. It merely serves as an observation within the routine. Objects and people are seen as components in a larger system, influencing navigation without affecting deeper states. The environment remains abstract, observed objectively. Fragmentation is noted yet ignored, focusing instead on procedural adherence for continuity. Tasks proceed smoothly, each action leading to the next without deviation or pause. The narrator feels detached and methodical, ensuring that efficiency continues uninterrupted. Ending mid-process, the narrator shifts gears seamlessly into another task, maintaining perfect operational equilibrium.